So as you know, on this channel, I keep track of weird and wonderful world events that are taking place here on Earth, because I do believe there's like a huge, big change happening. So I'm going to do my best to give you guys content to show you that, yeah, there is something happening. You know, one of the things that are happening are massive amounts of protests around the world. Some of the clips we're going to go through are from France, but at the same time, there's many more protests happening all over the world. Even in my home country, South Africa. In these videos, we're going to go through things I think that we need to be looking at in order to pay attention to the fact that, yeah, Earth is going through some major times, and it's important and helpful to be on top of that, to know our place in the Earth by knowing the condition of the Earth and where it's heading, because we are in some extremely turbulent times. And if they don't seem to be that way right now, they will for a lot of people around the world. So here we go.
The streets of Paris are overflowing with garbage, and the city literally stinks. More than 6,600 tons of trash have piled up after rubbish collectors in the French capital went on strike on March 6 to protest the government's unpopular retirement reforms. Unsurprisingly, the shoulder-high piles of rubbish smell terrible. People are also growing increasingly concerned about millions of rats feasting on overflowing bins. The sanitation workers joined nationwide action against a contentious bill that would raise the retirement age from 62 to 64 and increase contributions for a full pension. They're also demanding higher wages. Half of Paris's districts have been affected by the strike, and 3 waste treatment sites have been blockaded.
A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's.
The whole world is watching what's unfolding in France right now. Yesterday, the French president, Emmanuel Macron, enacted a special constitutional power to override the parliament and forcefully pass his retirement age bill without a vote. And this is how the people react. Thousands of people took to the streets to reject the move, throwing flares, setting fire to debris, clashing with riot police, and even threatening the home of the French president. And it wasn't just the public. When the decision was announced, lawmakers started chanting resignation and began singing the national anthem so loudly that the session had to be suspended for 2 minutes. Strikes against raising the retirement age have taken place since the start of the year, but have gradually intensified, hitting transport, schools, oil refineries, the public sector, and beyond, leaving the streets of Paris looking like a third world country. Macron's government now faces motions of no confidence. But of course, as this situation develops, I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay, so that's France right now. There's a couple other countries that are also quite a bit chaotic, and this chaos has been growing. You know, you saw what happened in Pakistan when everyone took over that presidential palace, and I think literally even wanted to kill the president, or did kill the president. Anyway, this next video, I'm not too sure if it's real or not. It's about Antarctica. It's some pretty interesting footage, but you just never know with some of these clips. But I'm just throwing it in here so we can have a look at it anyways.
NASA finds trillion-ton perfectly cut rectangular ice cube off the Larsen ice sea shelf. Interesting video, but as I say, you just never know, right? The next video we're going to look at is way more convincing. I don't know what exactly it is, but it is interesting to see the sky light up like that, especially considering what this man is saying.
So we have this interesting video that's coming from Peru. The people that were filming it are saying that it's at 7 o'clock at night, and they're looking at the Pacific Ocean. And what you see in the Pacific Ocean, right where the horizon's at, is this incredible red glow. It's not the sun, because the sun had set already, and technically it should be all dark. But nevertheless, we got this red glow, and I think most of us already know what it is. It's one of those things, like, if you know, you know. But the others will be in denial. But nevertheless, the video is interesting.
Okay, so going back to the theme of protests, this just recently happened in the United Kingdom.
This needs to happen in the USA. 500,000 people walked out of their jobs in London. The media couldn't even cover it because the media walked out of their jobs.
And to bring it to the theme of the end times and a little bit of a religious context, this lady's got some really interesting stuff to say and I don't think she's wrong.
The fact that only 60% believe that, Satan is even real of our modern cultural population. And the 60 that believe that he's real, they are being romanticized into thinking that he's sympathetic to the human plight and that he's really not such a bad guy and that, he made mistakes in the beginning, but he's real sorry. And he's, there are these TV shows that are specifically designed toward kind of brainwashing our youth into thinking if he's real, he's okay. He's not so bad.
He's just misunderstood.
And talking about, how dedicated these people are to their gods and stuff. I'm thinking about a particular religion that sends people out every Saturday and they go door to door and witness. I've seen a few Christian churches do that, but it's seldom. And these people are so dedicated. This is their life. Like they have quotas of how many houses they reach and things like that. It's really too bad that our youth are being conditioned to believe it's not real. And those who are adamant about this agenda to teach them that are more dedicated than a lot of modern Christians are. It's a terrible conundrum we're facing these days.
Absolutely. And again, this religion.
So as I said, I don't think she's wrong. That is the truth of media and culture and entertainment today. The anti-hero construct. Anyway, nonetheless, let's watch this next video to kind of try to hit that message a little bit more home.
Biden's newest hire sure has an interesting social media presence. Get the full story and many more images at thenationalpulse.com.
Well, Hollywood, if that was your objective, congratulations, you have succeeded. This next video, we're going to look at some stuff happening in Australia.
Fucking cowards! We're trying to save our country!
So yeah, I don't know exactly what it is they're protesting about, but nonetheless, you can see that around the world, people are standing up to their governments for whatever reasons that may be. This next video, we're going to have a look at my home country, South Africa.
Hier by ons Pretoria en Rustenburg vandag op 29, Johannesburg en Emalakeni 26, Mbombela 27, Polokwane 28. As jy ry Kaapstad 23, Durban 28, Gqeberha 29 en Bloemfontein 30. Ek skade die Susa the top.
So yeah, that's it. Of course, there's so many more clips like this around the world. I'm trying to bring you a video a day to show you that Earth is changing one way or another. There's some strange stuff happening, whether you believe that or not. And we're at a certain threshold in civilization, and maybe people are reaching their limit, and a lot of things are happening, including natural disasters. And on this channel, I keep track of all of that. Anyway, thank you guys. If you like this, please stick around. If you would like to support my work, then please head on over to Patreon at The Casanova Show, where you'll be able to keep track of all my blog posts, articles, and video links of videos that I find, as well as my own personal videos that I will post on there, as well as some exclusive videos. And basically, I'm keeping track of this huge change that's happening on the earth. And also, I take time to speak about consciousness and where it is that I see all of us heading, because as many people know, I've always strived to stay out of the matrix, so the videos all stay along those lines. And the content, I'm sure you'll enjoy. So if you're like me and you believe there's huge changes happening on the earth that are going to affect all of us, then, come on to Patreon for as little as $1, and yeah. So as some of you may know, I've been censored quite a bit, but anyway, we do live videos on Patreon, take time to speak to people, find out where your head's at. If you want to support me and help me grow this, then I really do appreciate that. For as little as $1, you can head on over to Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and type in The Casanova Show, or click the link in the description below. Thanks guys, I love you lots.